Serious Reddit, what are some free, or cheap, official degrees, certifications, or titles one could gain online? Google's IT support professional certification is available online from Coursera for free from an expanding number of U.S. community colleges. There are many teleworking jobs in IT support these days. Also, it should count towards 612 college credits towards a degree. Source: Virginia Community College Instructor and Google IT Support Professional Coordinator. And yes, it's online and free. Real estate salesperson in New York. I paid $00 for the 72-hour course, which took 2 weeks. Then I paid $5 and passed the real estate salesperson exam and got a job starting at $0K a year as an apartment complex manager. I eventually got out of that business, but it was a fun job, and the pay isn't terrible. Plus you can work as a realtor on the side and really bring home the bacon. Google Garage has a whole bunch. I'm currently taking their digital media marketing course. Hootsuite has certification courses. Google Analytics Academy. My friend donated $50 to the Principality of Sealand and was awarded the official title of Baron. This was years ago. Apparently even Ed Sheeran is one now. Udemy.com is amazing IMO, and they often have ridiculous sales where you can get full courses for under $0. I'm a senior data analyst on my third fintech startup in NYC. I learned MySQL and Postgres, as well as Python, Tableau, and other tools on this site. Highly recommend. You can buy a noble title from Sealand. I bought the lordship for the sole intention of being a pretentious C when dealing with anyone I disliked, as I would sign everything as Lord X of Sealand, and insist upon being addressed as Lord X as is my right. Where I'm from, you can become a temporary pharmacy technician for a year if you pass some drug tests and background checks. You work as one for a while, and wherever you're hired usually pays for you to take your pharmacy technician license for your full-time license. It's free, it's easy, pays above average, and if you hate it, you didn't waste anything. You can become a Salesforce certified administrator for about $75 IIRC, and you can essentially make money off the bat online with that. Also, there are tons of cheap courses in like Coursera and Udemy, but many are also free. You will have to spend time learning the software inside and out though. SoloLearn, it's a free app where you can learn to code, and they provide courses for all different types of computer languages, like HTML5, Python, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap 3, jQuery, C++, and dozens more. When you complete all of your courses on a programming language, you're given a certificate for each course you've completed. There is a pro version, but it only removes ads, and honestly, there's barely any ads on the app. SoloLearn is available on Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android devices. If you're into medical stuff, some hospitals don't even require you to have a CNA to work as a tech. Also, in the same vein, if you have an Avid ambulance service around you, they will pay you to take their EMT training course and then hire you on. Removed. Lots of online journalism sites take submissions from freelancers. If you have an affinity towards writing, you could submit some articles, and once one gets accepted, you can officially claim the title of published writer or author and link your work. Some sites even pay you if they take your article. You can become a Braille transcriptionist for free using the National Library Service link. All the lessons are there, and they pair you with a teacher that checks your work. Udacity. They have programs to get certifications and degrees in computer programming, computer science. Prices are pretty good, and they also let you take the classes for free if you want the knowledge without the certificates. edX is great. edx.org You can become a notary. You can become an agent for the National Geologic Survey free online. ITIL certification can cost as little as $00. Of course, it depends on what you put into it. That's just the test fee. You can just use widely available cheap guides, $0 or so to prepare, but if you want to have a good shot at realizing your investment, you should take actual classes, which can run into the thousands of dollars. It's best to check if your company will provide assistance for the training because many companies do invest heavily in employee development. On LinkedIn you can do these assessments to essentially prove your knowledge in particular subject areas. If you get over 80% or so in a test, you get a cool little badge on your profile. It's a nice way to highlight your features on LinkedIn. Helpful Reddit is the best Reddit. Google Analytics equals free. AWS, Amazon Web Services, TOP5 in terms of IT certification. WIP has RPA, Robotic Process Automation certification test is currently free through March 31st. If you're in any sort of tech field, RPA and automation are getting to be huge, and WIPAF is immensely powerful. It looks amazing on a resume to say that you have automation skills, and even if you don't use it as your primary work, WIPAF is really fun. You can automate all kinds of wacky stuff and make your daily tasks infinitely easier. You can automate sending emails, database and website scraping, Python scripts, Excel sheet populating, you name it, and WIPAF can help you with it. www.wgu.edu, RWGA, bachelor's and master's degrees. 500-ish per 6 months. Self-paced. Pretty affordable for a legit degree, especially if you can really dedicate yourself and knock it out in less than the typical 4 years, which really most people should be able to, since a traditional school semester is like 14-16 weeks and the 500 at WGA gets you 26 weeks to complete whatever classes. I had an AS going in and completed the rest of my BS in 19 months. Since those 19 months spread over 3 calendar years strategically, I was able to get employer tuition reimbursement to cover pretty much 100%. 1010 would recommend, but only to people who know they can practice self-discipline or have motivation to do it, since you largely do everything on your own schedule and terms. Edit. Wanted to add that at WGA all courseware is online included, so don't have to worry about spending hundreds class in books. Edit 2. Thanks Usawedo Ninja for pointing out that WGA is only current accepting applications from those residing in the US, with some exceptions. Canada, US active military, and some territories. Good with computers? IT certs are a good bet. Most aren't free, but the CompTIA ones are cheap and pretty easy. The CompTIA trifecta, A+, Network Plus, Security Plus show good general basic knowledge and are good value. Server Plus and the LPI Linux Essentials 1 are so stupid easy and don't expire. Microsoft MCP exams and Cisco certs are highly sought after but are considerably more difficult and fairly expensive. Best to leave these till you have a job which will pay for them. None of them are available online though. The exams must be proctored for credibility. It would be too easy to cheat if you took them online. Whatever you do, try to avoid ever being an influencer. You can become a professional medical coder online. I would recommend you do this through AAPC. However, the market is saturated at the moment, so depending on where you live it may be hard to get a job with zero experience with the business side of healthcare. Salesforce lets you train on their software and then you pay to take the test. Number 1 Master Refinish Technician from Sikkens Akzo Nobel. The automotive paint manufacturer. All you have to pay for is your transportation to Georgia, and they pay the rest. They pay for you to stay in a hotel and meals for the entirety of the 3-day course. It def helps if you have prior experience painting cars in a body shop, 'cause you'll be like a lost effing puppy if you're not familiar with the process at all. They will still let you attend though. There are no prerequisites or experience required to attend the class. You learn some good tips and tricks and the quirks of their products and how to use them properly and how to fix certain when the paint starts doing crazy solvent-based paint wrinkling. Anyone? The cert is essentially worthless though, but you learn some and it also looks good to employers that you took the initiative to go to the class and all that nonsense. If anything, it's a paid-for mini vacation, plus you can feed your brain. Would recommend if you're fresh out of Oki and planning on getting in the collision repair bus and number X200B, number 2 EPA Universal Refrigeration Certification. In NJ when I got mine it was like 00, but my employer at the time sent me and paid for it. Now they don't actually teach you how to work on air conditioners or coolers or freezers or whatever. The cert is just an affirmation that you know how to properly use and handle the actual refrigerant itself. Basically that you know it's hell bad for the environment ozone layer and you won't purposefully just let it spray out into the air. And number X200B, and number X200B, in my case my work paid for it. Then I learned how to do HVAC installs and services on the job. Better than $15K or more to go to a trade school, for me at least. Master's degree in Geographical Information Sciences from Lund University, Sweden can be done completely online and tuition-free if you are a citizen of the EU. It may not be easy, but become an NAB, able-bodied seaman or wiper on a ship is almost completely free. You do 6 months of that, you rank up to a junior engineer or deck officer, and from there you are off to the races. It is really grueling work, and the hours can be long, but the way the unions and the contracts are set up, food and board paid for, and the wages are nothing to scoff at, especially considering most hours are considered overtime. And with some companies it is possible to get time ×5. Everything needed to start is online, specifically on the USCG website or whatever your country's governing body it is. There was a story a professor of mine told me about a kid at his high school whose parents had an unpayable amount of debt, and he worked 9 months straight on a container ship and made enough to cover the debt and then some. You can complete the trainings required to allow an already certified teacher to administer the STAAR test in Texas. I'll have to find the link. You can get a TIA certification if you work a tire shop that does commercial tires. You can get it completely paid for by your employer. This could take you from making 4 at a regular tire shop to making 2 starting a commercial tire shop. More if you are willing to work on the bigger things like loaders. CPR, first aid, the American Cross course is really good. I've taken it twice. It can also help with becoming a lifeguard if that's something you're interested in. Animation Mentor was about $1,000 per month when I took their classes. I had a bit of experience, but nothing I was proud of. I've since worked on an Oscar-winning film, several Oscar-nominated films among others, The Last of Us 2, and will be working on Halo Infinite. I will say though, you get out of it what you put into it. The instructors are fantastic and amazing, but be ready to work. The Minecraft coding certification, it's free and takes like 5 minutes. You can pay like $40 to be a Lord of Sealand. FEMA has a ton of free online certificates available, ranging from hazardous materials and safety stuff to mass casualty disaster management topics. Depending on your field, there may be a few relevant ones if you're looking to fill out your resume. If you have the patience, look into doing a TEFL course online when they're on sale. This allows you to teach English to foreigners who want to read good and stuff. Some companies, especially in Japan, require that you also have a bachelor's degree as well. The bachelor's degree could literally be in anything like, I don't know, German peopleology or something, just as long as it's a bachelor's degree. Great experience living working internationally as well. Getting a boating license takes, in most places, just an online free course of a few hours, and then a fee to have the license validated, printed, and mailed to you. I got my boating license in Wisconsin in under 5 hours online. Now I know basic boat stuff and can get a discount at boat rental places sometimes. It also helps with boat insurance stuff. I think I go on a boat maybe once a year. But when getting the license is that easy, it's like, why not have a boating license? General sports coaching or specific sports coaching or officiating certification. Since I am looking for new opportunities to change jobs, this post is gold. I got a temporary boating safety license from the state of Florida in order to rent a jet ski. I paid and took a 10-minute quiz online. Recently, I was offered free classes locally, Central MA, to get a Cisco CCNA certification. 6 hours a day, 4 days a week for 9 months, then assistance with job placement in network security starting around $5075K. I imagine they must offer something similar in other places. I was referred through Massachusetts Vocational Rehab, but I would guess your local version of job service should have similar leads. Scrum.org, you can become a certified Scrum Master. A lot of tech companies use this framework for software development projects. You basically lead team meetings, make sure the team is on track and adhering to the project goals. I'm currently in the process. A ton of studying but worth it. My friend does it and makes 0K. PSM1 cert is 50, 2 is 50, 3 is 00. The Hasso-Plattner Institute in Potsdam, Germany offers a variety of courses and certificates for free, mostly about IT, but also other topics are covered. Especially recommendable for college-university students, because you can gain credits with the courses, depends on the college-university. One of my classmates got some sort of minister certification for like 0. She has 3 marriage licenses too. FreeCodecamp.org is accredited. Not sure if it counts as a degree though. You can take the course and complete the pre-licensing exam to become an insurance agent online for $30. You have to take the final exam in person, but honestly from what I'm seeing it kinda seems like an ignored industry for quick certification and quick money. And really it's more fun than life sucking if you can get in with a company to do traveling enrollments. If you have a company email address, you can get the first level cert for Cisco Meraki devices, useful for anyone in internet working, but be warned, it's an 8-hour class. edx.org do degree level courses for free. You can have the certificates verified for a small fee. Lots of big name universities on there too. Not sure if it applies to you, but Dante is an audio over IP protocol that has free online certification. Audinate.com/certify. The Incident Command Systems, examples, ICS 100, IC 700 etc. Free and extremely useful certs for disaster management, emergencies and the sort, and a whole lot of different types of jobs value these certs. Just read some online then test and you got it. Each cert takes a few hours max. Medical coding. Psych first aid. Extremely useful for a bunch of scenarios and free. I'll link it later. Would love to see some courses on here from Australia. A masterclass subscription is pretty cheap, and a bunch of different subjects taught by some big names. FireGuard certification is easy and cheap. and it's a certificate that can pay. Where I live, every theater event has to have a fire guard. Not sure if this is what you mean by title, but there are sites where you can buy a small piece of Scottish wilderness to preserve it, and in return you become a lord, laird or lady of that area. I'm not sure if it's still as easy as it was then, but in 2011 I got a degree for a pharmacy technician in about a few months worth of work. Starting salary is around 8 and has potential for growth into a better paying jobs or different, more lucrative pharmacies. If you do pursue that though, definitely get both the CA board cert and also the PTCB. Accreditation and W3 School both give great tutorials and information on multiple coding and programming languages such as HTML, CSS, Python, C#, etc. Certifications are tricky because the easier they are to get, the less value they have. If you just want to learn anything technical, will have a pretty supportive online presence with tons of free study material, such as the CCNA, Edit, AskReddit, and to a lesser extent but with real use cases, our Home Labs has tons of posts for free learning materials on networking. However, I recommend CBT Nuggets Jeremy Soaira, if he's still teaching, because he makes learning so fun. I like to say he's the Bill Nye the Science Guy of networking. Edit 2, also, AWS have tons of free learning materials for their platform with detailed info on how to progress through their certs based on your goals. I think Google might have cheaper pricing options for computing resources, though. I think Certified Practitioners is free to study, but the material is pretty dull. Linux is also a great skill to have in the tech industry, and there are loads of materials to learn about it online. I prefer Linux Academy. It's super expensive, but the material is decent and the digital certifications are recognized by some employers, so you can potentially dodge the expense of books and exams, depending on your goals. Edit 3. Obligatory reminder that learning to code has an enormous community and amount of free materials online. Khan Academy is effing amazing for learning just about anything. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to hear more of the best posts.